It's your boy Conserviz34, and today I want to address some of the issues with the set list complaining, with the set that is going on as I record Des Moines, Iowa. As I record this video, typical situation appears to be going on. So I'm very excited to see the band finally out of the preseason and get into hopefully what is the regular season, where they actually start playing a little harder, hustling to the corner for some songs, and bring out some really great sets. Now, what I first want to start off with is this. What's been disrespectful about the setlist complaining is the blatant attacks to band members that have nothing to do with the setlist. Jeff Coffin this past weekend in Nashville had a hometown show. And after that show, people made comments that were disrespectful to him and the work that he's put into this band. Jeff did not have to be a part of this band. He was asked to be a part of this band. He got the blessing of Bella Fleck and the Flecktones and does what he can to fill in the void of Leroy Moore. No one will ever fully fill that spot, but he is doing the best he can to pay tribute to that great man. So no one should be complaining to Jeff directly. Same thing with Buddy Strong. People should not be complaining and saying, oh, Buddy Strong doesn't know the catalog. That is not why. Because guess what? The touring last summer, summer 18, was the 5th most show ranked as far as the most amount of songs played in any given tour. Number 5 in the list of most songs played. So that says that there were more songs played in 2018 than there were in 2016 when Buddy wasn't there and Boyd was there. They added more songs with Buddy than they played with Boyd in 2016. So that whole theory is wrong. I want to defend the band because the members themselves, just like I said, we shouldn't be following them around disrespectfully. Doesn't mean you run into them and you give them their tribute and say, hey, I'm talking about, being outside of their hotel. That's just something I think that cool. We shouldn't be following them around in the comments and yelling at them. Same with Stefan. People yelling at Stefan. You know who makes the set list? Dave Matthews makes the set list. Obviously, he's not on social media, but don't take it out on everyone else. So that's my piece to defend the band. And also, to piggyback on what I just said, I think that the band tries to do what they can to make the sets happy for everyone. The only thing is, sometimes when they do that in shows that are less popular, where it's more of a fair weather fan base, they don't credit their deep cuts enough to have staying power. As much as they try to put the more rock-heavy, adult top 40 friendly songs in rotation, if you throw some of the classics in, the fan base would still be happy, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I just wanted to defend the band itself. I respect the band. I would never yell at a band member's face or on social media about my thoughts of the set list, even though I have hopes and aspirations for certain things to be done. I know everything's not going to be done. And even if they don't play anything I like in a show, I'm pretty sure I would still like the show. But there's the hope. It's the fan in you, just like you push your favorite sports team. You just want this band to continue to do what they can, even at this leg of the game where, members are getting older. Fatigue is a real thing. Voices are not what they used to be, and there's no drugs involved. Dave is going all natural. So I respect what Dave does because he has taken a difficult decision to take the drugs out for his health and for his personal opinion of how to do things, and he's still doing his best to sing. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I do want to stand in and kind of defend the setlist complainer. Because here's what's going on now. Iowa is a great show. And what people are saying to the setlist complainers is, oh, take that now, guys. You guys see you were complaining. Aren't you shutting up now? Of course people are shutting up, because guess what the band did tonight? They put in a bunch of deep cuts. They have a bunch of tour debuts. The song that they repeated from the previous night too much, or that they've been playing a little bit, is a great song to repeat. If they play the Stone, So Right, Big Eye Fish, and The Bartender every night, or a lot of the nights, people won't complain, even if it's a repeat. If they play Recently, you remember that song? Oh my, it's back. Recently is back. Oh my. If that song is played more frequently, it would be awesome. And what's beautiful about tonight is you still have the Samurai Cops. You still have the Do You Remembers. Nobody's saying don't play any of the new music. Nobody's saying you can't play You and Me, because guess what? As I'm recording this, I just saw they played You and Me. You can mix and match some of the songs that bring more of the fair weather fans, the radio-friendly fans, into the dancing and excitement, and you can add in a typical situation. You can add in a Stone. You can add in a fish tender and still it be a good show. And by the way, recently, as much of that as an old school song as that is, it's a song that gets people going. And that's what I want to talk about next. Here is what I think, I know the band's not going to listen to what I say, but this is just what I think about the set list decisions. And Dave does not have to take any of my advice because he is a professional. I am just a pretty mediocre, subpar guitar player. He's the expert of playing the music. So, and he's the dude who made this band. Him and his crew, his squad, and the members that have come on, they've made this band, not me. But this is just my 2 cents, respectfully. My biggest thing that I've noticed is this. Fairweather fan who listens to the phone book and loves Dave, fans who listen to they will listen to Dave play the metronome, okay, at 192 beats per minute and love it. Those fans, when we have shows that the set list critiquers or the I want more from the band, when we have shows that they're happy, the fans who will listen to Dave play the phone book are still happy. And this is why my hope is for this tour, now that we're out of the preseason, Pensacola, Jacksonville, New Orleans, Jazz Fest, the Beale Street Comes Alive, or whatever that thing is in Memphis. Now that we're out of that, my hope would be that they will put together sets that will be able to be have the hardcore fan who likes certain sets, they'll be happy. And if they do that, the fans who don't care what the band plays will still be happy. Because what I've noticed is this happens every year. Beginning of the year, the band starts off slow. The band has people complain about the sets and they get mad about it. And then people defend them and say, hey, don't be so negative about the band sets. And then what happens is we have Camden and SPAC and we have Deer Creek, and they have the best shows of the summer and everybody is happy. And I think that if they make sets like SPAC and Camden Night 2 and Deer Creek, and they try to just put a little bit of that. You can't do SPAC every night. SPAC Night 2 cannot be done every night. The band would just be, Dave's voice would be shot. But just put in a couple gems from SPAC Night 2 here and there on a Tuesday, like they've done today in Des Moines, Iowa. Great set. Put elements of those shows into every other show. Because when you do that, you cannot lose. Everyone is happy tonight for the most part. There's some people that are one-off and very, very unicorn-like in the DMV fan base that still are upset that they're not playing Monkey Man into people. But everyone is happy tonight. And that's what should be noted. That's what people who love the set list, who hate set lists, who don't care about set lists, who hate people who complain about the set list should realize. What happens every year when we go to Deer Creek Night 2 and Two-Step is played? Every fan leaves that show saying, this is awesome. And then what happens is the people who say stop complaining about the set list, they want to debate that the show they went to, if they went to Deer Creek, oh, that was better than SPAC. Or if they went to Gorge Night 3, oh, that was better than Deer Creek. That's what's funny. Every year, by the end of the tour, no matter if you complain about set lists or no matter if you just listen to Dave in the phone book, there's debate of what was the better show to be at from everyone. So that just goes to show you that the set list in many ways do matter. The energy matters too, for sure. In certain songs, like I said, Captain, it doesn't hit well. Hartford, I love Captain. It did not hit well in Hartford, and Hartford is a fan base that used to have 3 nights. So, sometimes you're not always going to get it. Shotgun in Wichita, Kansas didn't hit in Wichita, Kansas. But a lot of the upbeat, fast-paced songs do the darn thing, even if they're classic. Like I said, So Right played tonight. A great song that has energy that incorporates the current iteration of the band, and it sounds amazing. Recently, a great song that you have the classic feel of the band, but it still gets everyone dancing and moving. Some people do, some people don't. Bada boom, bada bing. It's a great thing. And I really think that hopefully the band can realize that, because if you can play the Do You Remembers, you can play the Crash Into Me's, you can play the Samurai Cops, but if you bust out the Stone every other show, if you bust out Say Goodbye like you did in the winter tour, hopefully that trend continues for these regular season games and what are the Super Bowl or postseason games, Alpine, SPAC, Deer Creek, the Gorge. Hopefully for those, they really kick in the high gear and even give us better sets than last year. whether it's energy-wise better sets, whether it's set list choice better sets, whether it's both of those combined. I'm just hoping to get some great shows. I'm hoping for shows I can't even go to for people to have a darn good time. Not only a darn good time, but have a 2013 DMB feel. And I want to bring that up too, is people think that everyone wants to go back to DMB in the 2000s. I know they can't. DMB cannot play like they did in 99, 2000. It's impossible. But you know what's not impossible? Having sets like 2013. You know, I always talk about how much I hate Away from the World, but 2013 with Away from the World songs on the East Coast was a heck of a year. To me, it was one of the best years post-Caravan of the band ever. And you know what they did? They played Away from the World. They played the new stuff. They played the classic hits, but they threw in the Stones and Shotguns and they threw in Dreaming Tree and JTR. Not every show, but they played those songs. I got Spoon in Hartford Night 2 randomly in the middle of the set. Boa was in that set. Blue Water Partial was in that. Like, they did everything. They got everyone excited at those shows. They did covers that, you know, people who never seen the band could get into. They did the rare cuts and they did the mainstream stuff and the new stuff. That's all I'm hoping from this band moving forward, is that they can just bring in, give us 1 to 2 Say Goodbyes or Stones or whatever. Because guess what? You know what the biggest reactions were? When Two Step was actually played in Deer Creek Night 2, everyone was happy. Even though that should be, you know, that's something that usually used to play more. Is the songs that aren't being played as much, those are the songs that really, 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 really get the biggest moments of the year. So it's not like, oh, we can't play that in Nashville. If you play Two Step in Nashville, people are going to go nuts. It would have brought that show to a whole new height. And I know it was a great show for people, and a lot of people said it was great energy. But when you play if you play a Two Step or another song like a What You Are there, you play a What You Are to end Nashville, people are going to walk out that thing going, oh, okay, that's dope, that's dope. Or What You Are into Ants, which is a more realistic thing. You end on Ants, start with What You Are. That's what would take things to the next level. And I know some of the songs they can't play, like The Last Stop. You know, I'm sure that's a tough song to play for the band in Dave's voice. Dreaming Tree is hard to execute. We've seen the band have trial and error in recent years with Dreaming Tree. I'm not expecting that every night. But I think that what we should hope for, and what the band hopefully can bring to us is okay, we can appreciate every show, whether we get what we do or don't, but look at what really brings people out. The reason people are packing Alpine is because the songs you play at Alpine are freaking amazing. Throw us a couple bones here and there. Say Goodbye, The Stone, Kill the King, a song that's a rarity, but if you play it, people are gonna dance. So that's all I'm gonna say, is that, you know, the people saying, oh yeah, look at the sets now. Yeah, look at the sets now. A lot better than last week. But at the same time, people are freaking out and saying, oh, the whole touring year is going to suck, and we haven't even got to Camden. So let's wait till Camden to really fully understand. But let's be excited about tonight, Des Moines, Iowa. Great show. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. People saying my videos are too long. If you're a DMB fan, you're listening to 18-minute Jimmy things. This video is about 13 to 14 minutes. Don't be mad about how long it is, or don't watch it. But thank you for the feedback that my videos are too long. They are too long. All right, that's all I got for today. It's your boy ConstantViz34. Peace.